you know, or even like marry somebody, you know. All they're interested in is, in some cases, it's boosting their egos as well. Some people are just on there as an ego boost. Let's see how many matches I can get and how many people will tell them that they're pretty or something like that, or you know. Well, some people come on social media as a as an ego boost as well. Like they go on there just to sort of have people just tell them good things and whatever. It's sad, you know. It's but it is what it is. But I don't know. I was also just arguing the other day with someone about polyamory and stuff, and they were saying it's human nature or something, and saying that humans are polyamorous by nature or something. It's like, well, is that really a set in stone thing? Because I mean, I wouldn't have an interest in anybody else if I was with someone and I loved them. I'm not gonna be even looking at anybody else that way. Like, I have no interest in doing that, you know. Like, if I'm happy with somebody, I don't need to be looking around for somebody else. Yeah, no, Fran. Thank you. Anyway, if you're happy with the person you're with, why would you need to do that? You know what I mean? But people just seem to be so like um, easily kind of you know what I mean? Hello, Ben. Welcome back. Yeah, we're back. So people so easily dissatisfied. I don't know. People just seem to get so easily jaded and just so like. Anyway, bear with me a second. I think jaded is probably right the right word. Just like they just have no enthusiasm for anything. They don't have any enthusiasm for commitment or anything. I'll never marry again after my experience. Doubt I'll trust again. To be honest, that's a shame. Yeah, yeah, it's a shame that people end up, they have these experiences and then they don't trust again after that. That's unfortunate. Um, yeah. So anyway, we've got Goofy Goobs thoughts on Australia. Oh, it's like a big country with not a lot of people. Probably more kangaroos than people, right? In fact, let's have a look into it. Is there more kangaroos than people in Australia? Let's find out. Views tend to be more higher than being just you. What do you mean? What you're saying? Views tend to be more higher. You mean when just being me? I don't know what you're saying, friend. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on 15 views on there now. Brother, I have. Okay, what the hell? What is it with all these trolls or something? I mean, on YouTube, I'm talking. Hi, Belinda. How you doing? Hope you're well. Nice to meet you. If you're new here, please can you follow? Not you in particular. What do you mean? You talk about people just kind of being themselves, like that they tend to do better. They say just be you. Hello, Delboy. Hello, Soy. No, I don't know that. Any live? Okay, fair enough. Hope everyone's having a good day today. Share it out if you can, please. That would be really appreciated. Um, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like a lot of fakes out there, and yeah, some people do well by being fake, but usually they end up it usually ends up coming to bite them on the ass because people end up figuring it out. Am I into journaling? Not really. I should probably do it, to be fair, but because it's supposed to help people with like mental health and gratitude and stuff like that. And that stuff I do talk about sometimes about gratitude and the importance of being appreciative of everything. Um, but yeah, also looked into things like manifestation, but I'm a bit skeptical of things like manifestation because, well, for example, right? What about, say, someone who lives in Africa? Yeah. How do they manifest getting out of their poverty, right? Can anyone who's a manifestation person answer me that? How does somebody get out of being in poverty in Africa or something in a really bad situation that there's no way out of that? Can they manifest their way out of it? You know? Why you hated the toxic alcohol culture, tall poverty syndrome, or political situation? What makes you have such negative emotions? What are you saying? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about here. Sorry, have I lost? Like I don't know. I'm not. I don't understand what we're saying here. I don't quite understand what we're talking about now. I know I've heard of tall poppy syndrome. Now are you people trying to like? It's like the crabs in the bucket thing, isn't it? You know. Hello, Marwa. Oh, thank you. And there are constant threats from the government about taking my firearms away. Are you talking about in Australia? Yeah, in America, it's like there's a bit of that where they're trying to do. Yeah, I don't know. Some people say that some of the events are staged to try and take their guns away. But then I remember someone was saying that what if that's all like a reverse psychology thing to that they want them to think they're taking their guns away, but it's actually to make them buy even more guns. Like, what if that's what they're trying to do? I don't know. It's all like, yeah, I don't know, guys. So what we're saying about like Australian, are you talking about this tall poppy syndrome in Australia or something? You're saying that Australia is full of tall poppy syndrome and not, well, they say that UK has a lot of tall poppy syndrome. I remember there was a guy called, I think it was called Ollie something, Ollie Dobson, I think it was called, and they were talking about leaving the UK and why UK is, fallen and all that. There seems to be a lot of trend of people bashing on the UK because, it's quite trendy because a lot of people you know, have their issues with the UK. Hello, Assad. Thank you for joining me. David says, Dr. I believe tall poppy syndrome is trying to stand out will get you singled out. Yeah. Well, it's a bit like crabs in a bucket, right? So when you've got a bucket full of crabs and then one of them tries to leave that bucket, all the other crabs try to pull them back down. So it's kind of like that in a sense where you try to leave that, kind of confine, if you will, and sort of you try to rise above everybody else. Everyone else will try to like pull you down. So yeah, because they don't. It's like they only want you to be as successful as them. As soon as you start to be more successful than them, society a lot of the time wants to drag you down. They'll be like, "Oh, I think you're getting ideas above your station," or something like that. "Oh, you changed. You seem to be getting a bit greedy now." So they'll start trying to put ideas in your head to try and, you know, or they'll just try to be a naysayer or something like that. Now, crabs in the bucket is everyone else holding you down, kind of the opposite, basically saying you shouldn't stand out. I thought tall poppy syndrome was the thing of, um, I don't know. Let's see what we're talking about tall poppy syndrome, as in like, I thought it was kind of a similar thing, but a perceived tendency to discredit or disparage those who have achieved notable wealth or prominence in public life. Well, it's a similar thing, I would say. By that definition, crabs in the bucket is, I guess it's a thing of like, well, I suppose, like basically crabs in the bucket is where people try to pull you down before you've even really kind of had chance to even kind of get to that level, I suppose. I suppose with tall poppy syndrome, it's like where people have already kind of achieved a certain level of success. People trying to kind of shame you or something like that. But yeah, it's about being part of a community. Don't be above it. But crabs in the bucket is similar as well. Yeah, that analogy of it. Yeah, I guess you're right then. Yeah, yeah. It's a similar thing, but basically the point is that yeah, society only wants you to be as successful as them and not above them because it exposes their lack. Because this is this constant comparison thing, isn't it? It makes them reflect on themselves, and because when they see you with success, it reminds them of what they lack. Instead of them taking responsibility to work on it themselves and being inspired by that, they will see that as a reminder of how, yeah, it's about mentality. No, it's instead of them working on that and be like, okay, that I need to work harder. Instead, they're like, oh, fuck you, you're doing better than me now. Oh, oh, we can't be friends anymore. It's just petty shit, isn't it? Hi, Nerdy Bear. How you doing today, everybody? I hope you're all well. Yeah, it's just really just petty. It's just really, I don't know. I think a lot of it comes down, a lot of success comes down to whether you have a delayed gratification ability or not. It's like, I don't know if you can actually like cultivate it, but I think they found that like there's this test where they did called the marshmallow test, whatever, where with kids, where they will be offered a marshmallow. They'll say, you can either eat this marshmallow or you can wait half an hour and you can have two. And I think they found that the kids who would wait so that they could get two, well, that's, they do better later on in life because they've shown the ability to delay gratification. So if you don't have the ability to delay gratification, that can lead you to kind of like not be as successful because you would more likely cave into instant gratification, like things such as just overeating junk food, maybe, or over consuming slop content, or what have you. Not work out, not do things that are good for you, which is yeah. On my days, hello Jamie, how are you? It's been a while. Hello Toria, yeah, is it you? Hang on a sec. Yeah, not too bad. Hope you're well. Oh yeah, Miss Tori 86. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you got 2,000 followers now. Oh, cool. It's like banging and then bragging about it. Hang on. My nose is drying up. Ugh. So I was talking on air, it just oh goodness. Delayed gratification is everything in terms of success. Yeah. People don't want to change, they just want other people to be at their embarrassing level of consciousness. Yeah. So instead of trying to praise others and try to encourage them and get inspiration from that for themselves, they want to keep them at that level because that way they don't have to take any responsibility, you know? Because if they saw everyone doing better than them, that would encourage them to do better. They don't want to do that because, yeah, sometimes there's uncomfortable things in life. And thank you for the heart me, Tori. It's not just delayed gratification, but also being able to deal with discomfort as well. Because being able to set, temporarily deal with uncom discomfort. It's like even say like when you're working out, it can be uncomfortable in that moment, but after all that, you can have a sense of, you know, kind of like endorphins and things like that. So, but some people get to a point where they actually enjoy the workout itself, and it becomes like the comfort zone. So, like, talk about getting out of the comfort zone and stuff like that, and how once you've been out of comfort zone for so long, that becomes the comfort zone because, or part of the comfort zone. We're actually expanding our comfort zone. Thank you for the like, Toria. So I think that sometimes it's the wrong mindset of get out your comfort zone. Instead, we should be thinking expand your comfort zone, because when we're thinking get out the comfort zone, because that's going to probably put a lot of people off. If they're thinking that this is out of my comfort zone, think this is going to be part of my comfort zone or something like that. It's yeah. What we're saying, what weird people are you talking about? I mean, there's a lot of weird people on the internet. Are you still there, Toria? Yeah, thank you for the hot me. So yeah, just thank you for the follow. Anyway, so but yeah, the ability to discipline yourself, a lot of that comes down to being patient, being able to focus on the what's at the end of the race rather than how uncomfortable it is right now and being like, oh, I don't want to do this. Taking that first step for some people can be challenging. Yeah, I agree. That's the most difficult thing for a lot of people. I think what I would say for that is you have to have a good reason. You have to have a why. Like for a lot of people, their reason might be based on something that is just not going to motivate them in the long run or keep them disciplined. It's like they are just, for example, if they want to lose weight, why are you trying to lose weight? That should be what you focus on, is the why. Like, okay, I want to do something, but like, why do you want to do it? I mean, you got, if you think to yourself, okay, I want to be able to be around to see my grandchildren and be able to run after them and stuff like that, things like that. If you can think like those things, then you think, oh shit, I got to get my shit together, for example. Whereas if you're just doing it because you think, oh, well, I'm not really too happy with how I look or something like that, that might be not enough of a reason to do it. So that's what I would say is that the purpose behind it is what is, yeah, it can be what motivates somebody. And for example, one thing that can motivate people is doing something for charity, right? For example, doing a sponsored race, not a race, but like a fun run or something. I don't know, doing a half marathon or something like that, or a full marathon, like because you're doing it to raise money. So there's a certain level of accountability there. That can be what is enough for a lot of people to do something. Like they then have to hold themselves accountable because if they don't get themselves in the right fitness for it, they're going to fail. So yeah, what we're talking about now. But yeah, but the thing is, we start with motivation, and that discipline is what keeps us going. So, example, what an example? What's that? What have you got an example or something, or do you think that was a good example or something about what I just said? Anyway, is everybody okay then? In terms of changing habits or beating addictions, you need to find something better and need a big reason not to. Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, is like finding replacements for bad habits. Hello, Ronnie. How you doing? So that's the thing, is you need to find your why. Also, for example, if you're giving something up like smoking, then you would need something to do with your time instead. Because if something takes up so much of your time, like for example, people would probably spend hours a day eating in some cases, and then they'd be like the time that they would normally be eating. So they might be feeling a bit hungry and they think, oh, I need something to eat. Okay, is there something else you can do? Maybe go for a walk. Maybe just I don't know, do something to keep your mind busy to distract you a little bit. You know, maybe I don't know, go out and meet somebody, go and play some. I don't know, go down, play some tennis or something. I don't know, something that's, yeah, and that's going to help you burn some calories as well. So yeah, what do you think about believing in a higher power? Who are you telling to get away? Are you talking about Ronnie or something? I don't know, but higher power. I mean, I don't know. I just think that because I don't see it myself. Like, I mean, as in, I just see nature. I mean, nature, you could say, is the higher power. Nature rules everything, but people act as though it's sentient. People act as though it's conscious. But how do I know that? How do I know that nature itself is conscious? Now, people talk about panpsychism and things like that, and where everything is conscious, like even rocks or something. I mean, to me, that's where it starts to get a bit ridiculous to me, but I don't know. Yeah. I know God is real, this place clearly designed. Well, that's your kind of opinion on it, but but I don't see it. Where is this designer then? You know? But as in like where is it? You know? UFOs, good question. I mean, there could be some real stuff out there, but I feel like some of it could just be a psyop. I don't know. I don't know really. It's just one of those things. How do we know that a lot of it isn't just like some kind of government psyop? Like, why haven't they already like landed on Earth already? If there's UFOs out there, why haven't they come and landed? I don't know. Why do they always just like turn around and go away if there's UFOs out there? So where is God then? You know? Is there this like bearded man in the sky or something? I know that you probably don't think that like that's literally what it's like, but it's like, oh, Carolyn. But people talk about a designer like some kind of human, like giving them human like qualities that they, I don't know. But who designed God then? If everything has a designer, as they say, well, who designed God then? Why doesn't God have to have a designer? It doesn't have to. It's just clear its design. A painting has a painter. A building has a builder. A creation has a creator. But like, as in, I mean, I don't know. It's just like one of those things. But you would believe in all the firmament and flat Earth. But it's like if you're wrong about that, then that kind of changes it, sort of thing. Hello. Oh, here we go. Saying it's eternal, but it's like, how can you like actually prove any of this stuff? So you're saying God has no beginning, and this is all very abstract kind of ideas of reality that there's no way for us to actually know any of it. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, hello, John Daniel. I wouldn't say God and physics are related at all. One is science, and one is make believe. Well, I mean, um, like I said, I'm not getting into like arguments on that stuff. So, in the seventies, people witnessed the UFO. I was one of them. Also on the news that night. Something you just don't forget. But how do you know it wasn't just some kind of something to do with the government or something? I don't know. Like, how do we know? Why don't UFOs land on Earth or something? If there's UFOs, why have they all just like come to Earth and then just gone away? Like, it just all seems a bit kind of. And what is the chances that people from other planets are able to even have UFOs and like because the type of life on another planet would probably be nothing like Earth. I don't know. It's just like there's just something kind of. I mean, I know there was that whole crop circle thing, and there does seem to be something going on with that, but as in like who actually did all that stuff, we don't know. There's a lot of mysteries out there, but I don't want to jump to conclusions about things that I don't know. Jesus is God and he also Is it is also God's son makes sense. Well, that's what I am confused about with that particular form of it. Thank you for the likes, sunflower. Well, it depends on what religion you believe, I suppose. Saying that what they were saying is that Jesus is God in human form or something. It's like what? I am my own father. I don't know. It's the most advanced scientists that have ever lived all say that God exists and that science proves the designer as the more you study, the more you understand the design and realize the design. Is that right? Hi, Harpreet Singh. How you doing? I'm all right, thank you. How are you doing? Yeah, if anyone's new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. There is a creator, but it is unlikely the Christian God. So how do you think the creator is then? I didn't finish the sentence. Okay. Yeah, I was just a bit confused with what you're saying, sort of thing. But anyway, um, yeah. Sorry, no, above. It's okay. No worries. But that's all. Well, sorry, I know you won't be advised on that because you delved a bit too deep into the conspiracies, but you should probably cool off. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like if you're going to say that scientists are like approve it, then who are these people? Hello, William. Thoughts on alcohol? I think alcohol is like something that I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It's too much like glorified as this kind of I don't know great thing, but it's like the way I see it is that a lot of people use alcohol as a way to it's like a cope or something. They use it to try and you know what I mean. They use it um to like drown their sorrows, or they use it to help them be confident instead of actually trying to work on these issues and actually address it properly. They try and put some kind of band-aid over it, which often leads to more problems down the line of health and stuff. So um no, I haven't. No, I don't drink. So anyway, is everybody all right today then? Hope everyone's well. Um, Welcome into my live, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. So, the very thing the Bible says is lust. What you're saying? William says facts. What we're talking about now, and we've got Splodgy. Have you ever? Oh, I've just read that one. Craig, hello. How you doing? I screen. Okay, here we go. Who took me back? No one took me back. What you on about? Hi, Carol. How you doing? Hope you're well today. I'll come in here. How we doing, everybody? What would you do if you heard a big bang outside? I mean, probably jump or something if it was loud. Hello, 3311. Would you ever eat a Snickers bar upside down? What the hell? And about because of the texture of the chocolate bar or something. Alcohol is lust? Question mark. I don't know. It's alcohol is just more of like a more to like inhibit certain feelings or things like fears or guilt, whatever it might be, instead of people trying to actually address these things, they just try and use something to dampen it. In what cases, some people say, "Oh, they feel good after a pint or something." Maybe because they've just like not having to like address all these demons that they have. They instead try to, yeah. Anyway, what was saying? Snickers bars are overrated. I used to eat them, but but yeah, I mean, they're all right, I guess, but they're just full of crap, aren't they? Double tap your screen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that'll help, hopefully. Yeah, it's a depressant. Yeah, apparently, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it might make you feel good in the moment, but then in the long run, I'm not ex-army now. In the long run, it can be make you feel worse. I think they said the same thing about weed as well. I mean, in fact, let's have a look at it. Can weed make your mood worse over time? Like when you're actually not using it, that you have this kind of lower emotional baseline or something. I think something like that. Let's have a look. So you got to be careful with things and not depend too much on things like that. If it says yes, long-term or heavy cannabis use can make your mood worse over time. While some people use it to self-medicate for a temporary mood boost, evidence suggests that frequent use can exacerbate symptoms of depression and anxiety and is associated with an increased risk of developing mood disorders, particularly in vulnerable individuals. So what's happened sometimes is people then end up having to take even more, and just worsening things over time. Hello, Bales. How you doing today? Welcome in here. There's a list of 20 of the most famous scientists that lived in the last century that all believe in God. Yeah, but how many that don't believe in God, though, There's quite a lot that don't believe in God. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've heard that a lot, Anthony. Anyway, so the Bible is right to tell you not to. I mean, just because it says it, that doesn't mean that we have this magical God created everything. I mean, I think there can be some good things in the Bible that can be, that people can take from it, I guess. But if you can just throw out all the stuff about a deity if you don't agree with that, because I mean, it should be self-evident if it's really, there should be a way to contact God or something and hear voices from God or something. I mean, I know there's some people that have claimed to have been able to do that, but they might have been some kind of whatever, like they might have had psychological issues or something in that case. But a normal person, if they try to do that, it's like they're probably not going to get any answers. I mean, like there has to be some way to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can like communicate with God or something, and it's just like, and God doesn't even seem to always answer people's prayers as well, So like, God can be found in the prostate. Oh, really? Oh, God. Anyway, I guess if God doesn't work how you say, guess it proves he's not real. Are you joking, lol? I mean, I'm just saying that in science, to prove something, you have to be able to test it and you have to be able to, but like studying the design is that's a very kind of subjective interpretation of things that, oh, well, this looks like it has a design. well, how do we know it's not just nature? That's just the way that nature works. That nature just works that way. Like, unless we can prove that there's some way that, like, supernatural or whatever things going on, like, I should have probably not gone into this topic. I don't know how we've even gone into this topic, but we just end up arguing and stuff. Yeah, most scientists believe in evolution, Mars, which, yeah, there's a lot of like Bible people who would say, oh, well, even like the whole young Earth creationist thing, and they'll say that it's only 6,000 years old or something. So I think I remember talking with someone about that a while ago who said, oh, well, there's evolution doesn't exist because of missing links or something. I mean, that does seem a bit kind of, to be fair, like the whole, I mean, why don't we see in between species? But I mean but could they have all just like been wiped out? I mean, it's like we can't go back in time to find that stuff out. And those guys are lying about Einstein. He believes in an impersonal God. What's an impersonal God? Fossils are extremely rare. Huh? There's fossils everywhere in there. Like, I've seen people like do videos where they find fossils on the beach and stuff. What are you talking about? Great, the quote, I'm not lying, he said, you feel the presence of Jesus in the Bible. Well, I don't feel anything. Hello, Rohit. Like I said, we have to just agree to disagree, I think, on these things, really. Fortunately, I just don't agree. Einstein did not prove the existence of a designer. He was more focused on laws of nature. Yeah, yeah. Like, he wasn't, yeah, into all that. He was into, like, look at things like theory of relativity and all that. But I guess Ben probably would be, oh, that's all BS or something. I don't know. Oh, leading healing, welcome back. Yeah, I don't know. It's just everyone's got their own interpretations of things. And I don't think we're ever going to come to any agreement here. So, yeah. Sometimes it feels like, well, what is the point? This is going nowhere. 8:21 a.m. Oh yeah, been waiting for a little less than an hour. Fair enough. Hello, laughing goat. Morris says, I mean, to get bone to fossilize is rare. Most skeletons don't fossilize. All right. Okay. So what are you trying to say? Hi, Rohit. You're just in trap of lust where science don't have logic there. Bone got okay. Whatever. At least your light's brighter today. I don't know, it's just I guess it's the weather. Actually it's pretty dull outside. They do that say never to get too deep into discussion on religion or politics. Yeah, and I tend to kind of break that rule. So, but it can be interesting though when we talk about these things. We just have to be able to kind of we're able to like put our opinion across without being pushy or like we're trying to. I don't know, because the thing is, we're probably all going to never really sort of change our opinion on a lot of these things by somebody here putting their opinion across. It can be good to try and understand where the other side is coming from. That way, you can sort of take on different perspectives, but then because you should be able to have your opinions challenged. If you can't have your opinion challenged, then you're not very secure in your belief, I don't think. Okay, can you stop with the spam cheese gaming? Like that is £50 donation, is it? Someone sent a £50 donation. Eh? So maybe someone sent me a £50 super chat, eh? I think that would be good, wouldn't it? If someone could super chat me 50 quid, eh? That would be nice. Very nice. Yeah. I bet they would push me out more as well if someone did that. You said Einstein doesn't believe in God when I was showing you a quote from him that completely disproves your claim. I don't know what was that. What was the quote? I don't know. The more I study science, the more I believe in God, Einstein. So yeah, well that does sound like it. Let's see what it says on here. Well, it said that no, Einstein did not believe in a personal intervening God, but he expressed deep reverence for the universe's rational order, identifying with Spinoza's God, an impersonal force revealing itself in natural law and harmony, not human affairs. He considered the idea of a personal God childish, but rejected the label of atheist, preferring agnostic or religious non-believer, as he felt a profound cosmic religious feeling for the universe's beauty and intelligibility, which science helped him appreciate. So, what is this impersonal God thing? Impersonal God. Um, so, like, a divine being or force that isn't a personal entity, like with human-like consciousness, emotions, or direct involvement in individual lives, often seen as a universal principle, creative force, or underlying energy, unlike a personal God. I mean, that makes more sense than I say a personal God that's like somebody that we personify. Um, Entirely your choice. I posted a video explaining more your full story. Okay, thank you. Clean. Okay, what's that? Can we just well, these names are just kind of not appropriate, are they? So, like I said, I believed in an impersonal God. Yeah. So this is where it's like force of nature, and maybe there's something greater than what we can understand, and because people talk about quantum physics and stuff like that, and the thing is, we can't understand like that goes to like the kind of like as in like basically what am I saying? Um, like there's only so much that we can understand about the universe and how it all works. Like people just say God to fill in the gaps and stuff and be like, oh, I don't understand this. It must be God. It must be a personal God or something. Like, hey, Jeremy Louise, how's it going? God is a designer. That's what we all agree on. If people don't believe in a designer, you have to be insane at this point. Well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to have that. So, anyway, there's way more evidence for evolution compared to intelligent design. Yeah, it's just this whole kind of like ideology arguments and stuff, little Ravenclaw. Well, here we go. Let's do some Donald Trump impressions. I haven't done the Donald Trump thing much today. I don't think this might be the first time me doing the Donald Trump impression today. Just don't be entitled with your opinions, or you're entitled to have peace. Yeah. That's the thing, is that people think that. Thank you for follow, Claire. People think that everybody should believe what they believe. It's like, I guess it'd be boring if we all kind of thought the same thing. So embrace differences and opinion and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, if you're gonna, it should be burden proof on you, Ben. If you claiming that there is a creator, that is the claim. Like, you're claiming that there is one, so it's burden proof is on you to prove that there is one. No one can force a belief. Exactly, Fran. That's right. You have to come to it yourself if you want to. Yeah. There's zero evidence, that's why it's still a theory. Here we go. Didn't last long, you're worth more than that law. It's true about boring thought and didn't such well. I thought you were way beyond you just skipping about law. Lights before I forgot, and I was 8, then 9. Come on, people, follow along. What are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about here. Like, it's not making any sense to me. It's just draining, guys. I don't know when. It's like if you're gonna type a message, you're gonna send a message. At least make it make sense or something. Like, I'm not gonna read some comment just to like be like, huh? I'll do the mouth talk thingy, I guess. Catchy. All right. I'm gonna be getting going soon, guys. I think I've got stuff to do. Yeah. Got shit to do. But thank you all for being here. But I don't know. We're gonna try and be civil though when we're, if we disagree with something, that's okay. Just, we're not all gonna agree on everything, right? I just did the heart then, didn't I? You want to see the heart? You mean like that's what it looks like? What? What you on about? Leading healing person. Anyway, right. All right. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, everybody. I'll see you all later. All right. Peace out, everybody.